iSHQ, ViSHk. Anyway, I watched this movie and I wanted to do a quick review of it. If you're new to this channel, I talk about asexuality and I do some movie reviews. And I'm personally a sexual repulsed asexual, and I don't like to see sex or nudity in movies, but I have to say this movie does have some sexual content in it. So this is Rajiv and this is Payal. And basically, I'm going to do spoilers now. So if you don't want to know the premise of the movie, then don't watch this video. But basically, what happens is those two are friends from childhood, and they have another person who's both their mutual friend as well. And unfortunately, this guy is not a good guy. He's kind of into lots of women. He's into porn as well. And he's into like naked women's bodies and basically thinking that sex is wonderful. And you know, he's not really into love. He doesn't really believe in love, and he just sees women as bodies, which obviously is not good. I didn't like his character. He's good looking, but I didn't like his character. You know, I thought a lot of the time the character was horrible. You know, because he's really not nice. He lies to her, and basically he this guy who's in called Rocky, who's in he's in their like institution where they study. Um, basically he's like a love guru, and people go to him for advice. So he uses Rocky to give him advice on how to woo his childhood friend, and he pretends he loves her when basically he doesn't, and or he's not meant to. And then he just basically uses her so he can go away on holiday with these cool guys and these cool women, because he likes to be cool and fit in all the time, and most people make fun of her. But basically he gets with her just so he can have sex with her on holiday when he goes away with these cool people at I don't know if it's college or uni, but anyway, um basically when they're, you know, when they're studying. And you know, he basically uses her, and so they go on holiday together. She finds out that he's been lying. She really does actually love him. She's loved him ever since they've been childhood friends growing up. She's got this book that she shows him, and she tells him she loves him, gives all her love to him, only to realize when they go away on this trip that he just wants to have sex with her. And he tries to kiss her when she said no, and he carries on trying to kiss her. So basically he shouldn't be doing that. And then as that happens, she realizes what he's been up to, and his friends, well, so-called cool friends with their girlfriends, come out of the place where they're on holiday. Like that these two are like having a moonlit stroll, I think, round the around a pool or something. And then the friends come and catch up with these two. Well, his so-called cool mates. They're not really exactly proper friends, but anyway, these people he's gone on holiday with, they've gone as a bunch of people. And when she finds out he just wanted to have her for her body, she literally says it in front of everyone, because all his friends happen to turn up, that, you know, look, basically, you know, I realize you don't love me at all. You just want to use me. And, you know, I said no, and this all you want me for basically is my body. So he's feeling really humiliated. He's got an ego the size of King Kong, basically. And then he shows her up at when they get back to college or uni, wherever it is, and in front of everyone, and she apologizes to him, which is totally out of order, because she should never have to apologize to him, because he's the one who tried to take advantage of her. And anyway, he then vows that he's going to get like the most good-looking girl in the whole of the campus or whatever. So then he pursues this girl who he doesn't really love, and he's just like to have basically, like, he uses the other woman like a trophy, and he lies to the other woman as well just to get her to like be attracted to him. But the other woman is actually a model. She falls in love with him. But then he doesn't actually like the way the model is, because although she's like the hottest girl in the whole of the campus, she's like, you know, not there when he needs her, because she's busy doing modeling auditions. And and she's not really into him, and she's more vain, and she wears like kind of skimpy clothing, and he realizes he prefers this more traditional girl who he's known from childhood, who he really, gets on well with friends, and he actually does love her. So in the very, very, very end, he stops being, excuse my language, an asshole, and finally says in front of everyone that he's sorry and he treated her really badly 6 months ago, and he does love her, and she forgives him. That's the only thing with these films, like that it requires that the woman's always forgiving the guy in them, and the woman's supposed to be so much stronger because she forgives the guy. I personally just don't forgive guys like that usually. Do you know what I mean? I just think they're assholes. It's like, well, you didn't want me, or you could have had me, so now I'm just going to go and be with someone else. Do you know what I mean? Because in these movies, it's all about the guy can be the bad boy and the woman has to forgive. I've noticed that's quite a big theme in Hindi movies. Like the guy can be an asshole, but the woman has to kind of like always end up like forgiving him, and for him to like, you know, not be such an asshole anymore. But it's like, why does, in a way, I wanted her to get with his best friend and then he'll be like, oh, left out, didn't. But in a way, I also wanted them to get together because I could tell that they're meant to be together as well. So it was a bit like bittersweet for me. But yes, I suppose it did end in a good way. But, he's a real asshole throughout most of the movie. And therefore, it isn't that appealing because he's just being really horrible to her and really using her for her body and stuff like that. And like I said, there is some sexual content in this movie. So if you're sex repulsed, asexual, you might not like it. He is like going to like look at porn and stuff like that, although you don't really see much. You see magazines he has as well, but again, the way they put the camera angle on isn't too bad. But yeah, I just didn't like his character a lot of the time. But basically it's like the cool guy gets with the girl next door type storyline, but first he has to get over his ego because he's more interested in what people think of him and his appearance to people than he is actually caring and loving someone. But obviously there is another theme going on here, whereas he's avoidant, he's trying to avoid love because it can hurt him. And so that bit is true to life. Some guys, they do hide behind a mask and a mirror, trying to make out they're so great when really, true love is what they do feel for someone, but their ego gets in the way. And I think that's important to note. A lot of guys are very ego driven and it lands them in a lot of bother. But, I don't think like the fact she just gets back with him in the end is kind of enough punishment for him. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you shouldn't have done all the stuff you've done, you were an idiot. So, yeah, and it's just like sometimes I think, why does a woman always forgive him? She'd be better off with someone else. But yes, they do go well together as a couple, I guess, in the end. And you really do kind of want them to get back together throughout the movie. You're thinking like, why is he just being such an idiot? He clearly prefers her because he's better with her, and even though he's pretending to love her before, he looked like he really was in love with her, but he's just too Mr. Cool to admit it. So anyway, I did think the movie was good in some ways, because it did have a good conclusion in the end, whereas he said he was sorry and he did it in front of the whole campus and declared his love for her. But I just still don't think his character was strong enough at the end, because the model girlfriend he had, Alicia, rather than just telling her outright, look, I don't love you, I love Payal, this girl here, he kind of just like ended up kissing Alicia and or cuddling Alicia, saying that he loves was cuddling her. I think it was hugging her and saying, I love you, Payal. And Alicia realised then that he didn't love her, he loved Payal. And so he again goes after her, but Alicia comes at the end, and instead of him just saying, yes, I do love Payal, I'm sorry I hurt you, she kind of like gives him a kiss on the cheek and realises that he doesn't love her and then leaves because they're like together. So it would have been better if he'd have been a stronger character in the end like that as well. But I think the movie's worth a watch. Just, it does get irritating the amount of like stuff he does, which is like really macho and really into women's bodies and really lying and like being not a good guy throughout 3/4 of the film, the majority of the film, and so I didn't like it from that point of view. But I think, it's a young Bollywood movie, this, so it's got younger characters in, younger people, and so I think it's good from that point of view, but I think it's bad from the point of view that he really is an asshole a lot of the time in this, and she really doesn't deserve it. She is really, like she said in the end, too good for him, but she still ends up being with him. But yeah, it's worth a watch, and it's going off Netflix. You might have noticed on the 26th of March. So yeah, if you want to watch it on Netflix, I go and watch it now. If you can, while I'm recording this live. But yes, I'm really into watching Bollywood movies at the moment. I have to say, when I watch Bollywood movies, they do soothe my soul, even though his character's quite irritating at times. Watching Bollywood movies, because I feel like my soul's Indian a lot of the time, or quite a bit of it is, then it just soothes me. It feels like right to do this. I'm going to 2 Bollywood events this coming week as well. So, well, this week now, because we've gone into Monday. So tomorrow and Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday. So yeah, I really do love watching Bollywood movies. There's something just so soothing to my soul about them. But yeah, some of them are very heart-wrenching, and they do for a lot of the same thing that, the woman's more like forgiving the guy all the time. The guy's the one who mucks up all the time, a lot of the time, and it's kind of like women are traditionally seen as like having to bury their emotions, which is very unhealthy, and seen as like they have to repress their emotions to be strong, which isn't a good thing either. So there's some stuff in there that's not good, Mr. Cool Guy, and repression and of feelings and emotions. So that's not so good with some Hindi Bollywood movies. There seems to be quite a bit of that. But hopefully over the years they will change and do some more modern films in that sense, Anyway, yes, I still will give it a thumbs up. And I hope you do watch it if you like Bollywood movies or Hindi movies. If you've already seen this movie, please let me know what you think, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. The dancing's really good, by the way, in it. They do this dancing in it, so that is really, really good. I did enjoy that. Yeah, it's a really good dance piece. So let me know what you think in the comment below, if you've watched this movie, if you've seen it, if you enjoyed it, and what you think of it, and yeah, on some of the themes in it. I'll see you soon on the next video live stream. Lots of love. Bye.